Mel coming to you real quick. Happy Sunday. Listen, ignore my hair, ignore the fact that I have just woken up, but I wanted to share something with you. And as I'm doing this video, I'm also reminded, I'm like, they probably always wondering, why is she always doing videos from her bed? Y'all, one, because the lighting is amazing in my bedroom, but two, this is when I have my freshest thoughts. And honest to God, if I don't say it when I have it, I won't always remember it. So I have to say it when it's fresh, okay? This being said, I had a dream last night. And anytime I have dreams, especially if I remember the dreams, I wake up and the first thing I do is either write in the journal that I usually keep by my bed, or I voice record it and in my phone. So this morning, that's exactly what I did. I got up. I didn't have I do have my journal, but my phone was closest to me. So I said, let me do this voice recording. So I did it. I said every little detail, everything about the dream, how it made me feel when I woke up, what was the thing that I processed, all of these things, right? And as I did all of that, once I got to the end of how it made me feel and I wrote the notes down as how I wanted it to be, it brought me to something. It brought me to a lesson. And I want to try to keep this short and sweet because y'all know I could be long-winded. So it was about love. Experiencing true love. So like I said, in the movie, it talks about, not in the movie, in the dream, kind of like the movie, right? I remember how it made me feel. So like I said, the song is playing in the background, Family Reunion. It's a family reunion, right? And I think we all know. And literally, it brought me back to a moment where it was like, like that barbecue, like that back in the day, summertime barbecue. Y'all know the feeling, right? Like my family, I have a sizable family. I wouldn't say we're the largest family, but we have a nice sized family, right? But the village I grew up in, and I call it village because it wasn't necessarily a location, but it was the people, right? It was the people that we were surrounded by day in and day out. I would say 95% of the time, these are the people that I saw all of the time. I spent my time with them. They all helped raise me. And it's me, my siblings, and of course, my generation who grew up in this, right? We got to experience such a love. And it made me think. I remember, let me share this part. So in my dream, the feeling I felt was I was at home. I was home and I was centered and grounded. That's what the dream made me feel. It was like I was home. I was connected back to my tribe. I was connected back to my people. That's how I felt, right? And so as I was experiencing all this love, quite literally, I woke up emotional. I woke up emotional because the love I remember experiencing every single day, no exaggeration, y'all. I grew up in an environment that was not perfect, okay? It was not perfect, but I was surrounded by love. And so this is where my dream brought me to. It was the awareness that we always seem to think that in order for us to experience this beautiful, deep-rooted, grounded love, that it comes in this like perfectly wrapped bow. We seem to always think that love shows up in a way that is easily digested. And the truth about love is that it's this huge, big meal that you can't digest in one bite, that you can't consume in one bite. You have to constantly go back and eat a little bit more and eat a little bit more. And you have to pace yourself. People, we all desire this real, true, deep love. We always see couple goals and all this other stuff on social media, right? We see how also the social media tries to convince us that we need to learn the art of detachment. But we don't realize that by learning this so-called art of detachment, we are really just trying to protect ourselves from feeling pain or hurt, because we've all experienced being hurt by the closest ones, the people we've loved the most, right? And so what I'm accepting today is realizing that in order to experience that deep-rooted, grounded, centering kind of love, the love that we truly all desire, the love that we all want to be connected to, in order for me to accept that, I also have to accept the possible duality of that as well. What do I mean by that? Is like there's always two sides, right? There's always a yin and a yang. There's nothing that comes into your life one-sided. But what we have convinced ourselves is that we convince ourselves to believe that love is this one-sided thing, but it's not. It's not this one-sided thing. It's actually a very multifaceted, you know, thing that you, like I said, you got to chew on. It's not something you just easily digest. So all of this being said and done, we all know that it's usually the ones who are the closest to us that hurt us the most. And the reason for that is not because they desire to hurt you, but simply because they have the most access. When people have the most access to you, those people, the people that you've given this access to, they have the keys to your vulnerable places, your sensitive areas. They have the keys to these areas. And I don't believe that most of these people desire to get into those areas and hurt you. No. But because they have access to these areas, by accident, they might enter into one of those sensitive rooms and kick over a vase. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not that they do it on purpose. It's because they're human and they're flawed. And one of the things I started to accept is, again, in order to experience that, the deepest experience of love, the deepest rooted, grounded experience of love, you also then have to open yourself up to the possibility of pain. And that's the part everybody is trying to avoid. No one wants to accept that they can actually be hurt. And because there's so many heartbroken, hurt people out here, the behavior is led by fear. The behavior, the decisions, the IG posts, the YouTube videos, the Facebook whatever, it's usually led by fear and hurt, because no one likes the feeling of being heartbroken. No one likes that feeling, right? And so because no one likes that feeling, we have been trying to convince ourselves day in and day out that we can get around it. If he don't do X, Y, and Z, if she don't do X, Y, and Z, then they ain't the one. That's not what that means. Y'all, I could go on and on and on, but I'd already spoken longer than I wanted to. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing Sunday, and I will talk to y'all later. This full video will be posted on my main page. So if sometimes when I post it here, it always gets a little choppy, but it'll be posted on my main page. All right? I love y'all.